guys, how are we doing today? It's your girl Enchantress, the Gypsy Lotus of Uniqueness, and I am back with another I'm gonna say this is how the Lotus Bloomed, I guess. I mean, it can be what the hell, but I just want to talk about not taking everything so personally, okay? And I know somebody used to tell me that. I'm not rolling my eyes. I'm healed. I'm healed. I'm over said situation. But, it used to be hard for me to like understand what you mean by that. Because like, how do you not take certain things first? How do you not feel like certain things are your fault? When I was telling somebody also the other when I was going through my heartbreak, and it's like, why does this keep happening to me? Or like, and they're like, it's not your fault. How is it not my fault that I keep experiencing the same type of heartbreaks and I'm the common denominator in all these relationships? How is that not my fault? You know, but honestly, it's not. It don't be. So, not taking things personally. So, we all are just, at the end of the day, humans are naturally selfish, right? So we always are just only going to think of ourselves in most situations, right? We only go think what's best for ourselves. So when somebody is, sometimes, and then we all heard rejection is protection, da 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 da. But sometimes the whole like heartbreak is my easiest way to think of it, or just relationships is my easiest way to think of it. People's actions towards you aren't always about you. Sometimes that's their own trauma, their own unhealed thoughts, their own things that they dealing with that are getting projected onto you or coming out and it's towards you, but it really don't got nothing to do with you. It don't. Like the person I was just dealing with last basically was mad that I told them to heal. You can't be mad at me for telling you to heal, especially when you actually need to heal. Like, and I wasn't wrong, but maybe my delivery on how I told you need to heal was wrong. But me telling you need to heal is not wrong. Me telling you that there's room for growth is not wrong. Especially when you would tell me the same thing. But, and I didn't say you was wrong for telling me when I needed to heal, but I'm wrong for telling you to heal. Anyway, but even then, that's, a lot of people project things on the people, project their own issues on the people, and it really don't have nothing to do with the other person. Even when, like, you think of customer service, when people come in with a badass attitude and talking to you all types of crazy, you know you didn't do nothing to that person. They're literally just taking whatever frustration from their life out on you. And no, it's not right. No, it's not wrong, but it's your job as your own individual person to not internalize it. Don't sit here and take accountability for somebody else's actions. They don't have nothing to do with you. You cannot internalize everything. You just really cannot. Like, this is not even gonna be a long video, but you really simply just cannot internalize everything that everybody does to you. People are naturally selfish. People are going to do what they think or deem best for themselves always, right? And it doesn't always have to do with because again, it could be complete strangers. It don't have to be people you actually are in relationships with. It don't have to be your friends. It don't have to be. It could be literally a stranger off the block coming up to you and just cussing you out, and you like, "What the fuck I do to you?" Like, and then you spend the rest of your day because you internalize it. Like, damn, that motherfucker cussed me out, and I ain't even do shit. What the fuck I do? But then you sitting there thinking, "What the fuck did I do?" You didn't do nothing. Why are you even sitting there trying to figure out what the fuck wrong with that other person when you didn't do shit to deserve whatever the fuck they did? Move on. I pray for your healing and I'm gonna move on. I pray you get a better day. And that's why you still gotta and that's why you always have to be in frequency of love and always counteract whatever energy you get with love. Whether you're getting it reciprocated or not, always give people love. Because it don't matter. And then they'll realize later in the day or later in life or whatever, whenever they can see things differently, that they didn't have to cuss you out. That they shouldn't have treated you that way. They shouldn't have. Because I've even had moments where I'm like frustrated at certain things and I've realized I've taken my anger out on other people. We've all have. We've all had certain circumstances in our life that have frustrated us or stressed us out or whatever, and we end up taking it out on people that don't have nothing to do with them. It don't have nothing to do with them. And it's not our job to carry the baggage of other people's pain. It's not our job to carry resentment because somebody else had a bad day. So you can't sit in it. Whatever people's actions sort, and that's why you also you have to learn to not be so reactive to everything either, because you can't always you reacting to something that still didn't have nothing to do with you. Because then that's also just that y'all both feeding off of the energy, and now you just expanded it even more, and now it's really blowing up, and now it's just all this rage booming in everybody, and now the whole world fucking angry. And that don't need to be the way. That just doesn't need to be the way life goes. So really work on just when certain things happen with some people. Now, granted, we do need to know the difference between karma and those situations. Now, I'm talking about the situations where it's literally like, you chilling, you really didn't do nothing, and somebody come at you left field, like, or somebody is having a bad day, and then they suddenly cuss you out. Not to internalize it, or you should know not to internalize those type of things. Because me being a teacher, I've had students come in, the last teacher done pissed you off, now you trying to come in my class pissed off. Baby, I didn't do it. Or your mama done pissed you off before you got to school. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And that's why I even try to teach my kids, hey, place it where it need to go, because it ain't towards me. And even then, like, you still, even if the person who did piss you off, sometimes even they don't need the energy of that, because it's like, maybe they didn't even try to piss you off. Maybe they didn't even say, like, it's so many layers to everything, y'all. It's so many layers to everything, because you don't never know what other people are going through. You don't know what people are experiencing. That's why they always say, like, just be kind. Treat people nicely. You never know what people are going through. You really don't never know what people are going through. You don't know what happened on the road. You don't know what, and then, like, even with road rage, you don't know why they psyching out. You might have just, you cutting them off might have messed them up on getting to their location quicker. Maybe they in a rush already, and now that you never know. Some people really be on, you never know what is that last straw that's going to break the camel back, right? That's why you just never need to be giving out negative energy to people. And you never need to be internalizing negative energy from other people, because sometimes, 9 times out of 10, it don't got nothing to do with you. Granted, some people are getting karma. Now, some of y'all, if y'all bad people, hey, if you know you just gave somebody an attitude and they give it right back, hey, don't be surprised. But I'm saying to the people, like, that when you're trying to do better, you don't necessarily want to always, that's why I'm saying don't even be as reactive, because you just never know what people are going through. And personalizing things and taking everything personal is only making you more, is only putting more baggage, unnecessary baggage on you that don't have nothing to do with you. Because it don't have nothing to do with you. Them heartbreaks that you went through, them people leaving you and abandoning you and rejecting you and doing those things, don't have nothing to do with you. That's their own unhealed drama. And I said drama, unhealed trauma in situations, because they've been abandoned so many times. They think abandonment is normal. They think that's what they supposed to do, just up and walk away from people and just leave them high and dry as if they wasn't projecting. And even that, like, you have to catch yourself projecting, because I was about to project some shit. Catch it. Don't project issues onto other people. But you just, in this day and age, just don't take everything so personally, especially because we live in a day and age where rage baiting is real. Okay, like, it is. People really will rage bait you just because, or because I have a lot of people who tell me, oh, I just want to see how you react, because I used to be very reactive. So motherfuckers think that shit funny when you least react, until I really crash the fuck out and I really cuss you the fuck out. Then everybody scared and everybody mad, and oh my god, I didn't mean to. Then why the fuck would you rage bait people? Like, you didn't want me to actually rage out. Why rage bait me? But anyway, yeah. So don't walk around. I've learned to really not take everything so personal. Everything is not my fault. My parents still being together is not my fault. My parents arguing as much as they did growing up, as me growing up, don't have nothing to do with me. All the relationships that failed, or lack thereof relationships that failed, certain things that didn't make it past certain phases, aren't always all my fault. Maybe I did play certain parts in it, but it wasn't all my fault. I can't take 100% responsibility for certain things that took to demolish, So, and sometimes it kind of goes into the success too, because sometimes you can't even take full credit for your success. Sometimes your support system is really what helped you get you through to whatever you help. I mean, whatever you achieve. Sometimes, granted, we really have achieved some shit on our own, and sometimes we've had support in villages and things of that nature. But yeah, it's way easier to go through life not personalizing everything, not taking everything so personal, and not taking everything, not being so serious. Not being so serious. Why so serious? Is that the Joker who says that? Why so serious? Who said that? I feel like that's the Joker. Not for nothing. We could I'm not saying be a villain, but if you really pay attention to some villains, they have points. Some points be made, but they just go about it wrong because it still might be a villain. But I do kind of believe that most villains started off as heroes, or most villains really did start off bad. That's why it's also don't personalize everything, because a lot of the villains just took something that happened to them and now they just trying to take out all their rage on the whole world, or take their rage out on whatever the fuck happened. But everybody has nothing to do with that. You want to blow up the whole America? America didn't do nothing to you. We didn't do that. That was your mom and daddy. That was that one person. That was that one girl. That was the Grinch. The Grinch didn't actually hate Christmas. He ate that mirror. You could not stand that mirror. He didn't really hate Christmas. And then not for nothing, everything he was doing was for that girl. But yeah. So don't walk around taking everything and putting everything on your back. Everything is not meant for you to carry. That's mainly what I'm trying to get at in this video. Everything is not meant for you to carry. Everything is not your fault. Other people's actions towards you are not always your fault. Granted, if you rage baiting folks, if you in an argument, you know, say certain things that you know are triggering to the person, then okay, you deserve that. But it's everything. If you work in customer service and that one customer come in and just start cussing you out off of your policies and your rules and things you cannot do because it's your job to not do certain things, that ain't got nothing to do with you if they mad. They're gonna be mad. It's not in your control. I'm trying to think of other situations, but like customer service is the main one I can think of. If you're a teacher, them students being mad all day don't got nothing to do with you always. Them hating school don't got nothing to do with you. It ain't your job to make them like school, you know. Certain things are not our responsibility to change. The only person we're all really responsible for is ourselves. And then if you have kids, you're responsible for your kids. But other than that, I don't got no kids, so I'm not responsible. But I ain't got no kids. I don't know why that's hard for me to say. Why is that hard to me? Woo! Anyway, that really might be my last time talking to somebody with kids, because I am really hurt now. I am hurt. I mean, I'm more hurt about not talking to the baby girl than I am not talking to the nigga. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't know. It's probably even, but no, I really do. I miss baby girl, but yeah. Don't personalize everything. Everything is not your responsibility to take. And even with me saying how I miss the baby girl, I should have never got that close. But it's okay. We live and we learn. We go through life. You're only responsible for your own emotions. You're only responsible for how you react to certain things. And there's a saying, life is like 70% of what we do, and 25% of what we do, and 75% of how we react to things. Something like that. It's something like that. Somebody help me in the comments tell me what the thing is, because I can't remember. I'm probably about to go inside and ask my mom, and she'll be like, da, 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 and I'm like, oh yeah, that. But yeah, it's not our job to carry the weight of everything per se. Certain people's actions towards you don't have nothing to do with you. It's just more so they think, and it's also not your job to point it out. Hey, maybe I should have never pointed out that the person needs to heal, but he was dealing with me. He was gonna have to heal. I'm sorry, like I'm not. You can't. If I'm over here growing and healing and moving up and elevating and growing through things, you gotta grow too. Shit, can't keep repeating the same habits on both sides. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Remember, healing gets messy before it gets magical, but you are worthy of all the happiness and peace that is waiting for you on the other side. Adjust your crown, sit up straight, and I love you. I hope you love you. don't know why I just drew a blank. I love you. I hope you love you.